I don't know. It's still playing. What's going on? Oh, there's an echo. Why is there an echo? Did I fix it?
Is there an echo?
I fixed it. I must have had like my other screen playing or something. Don't mind me. I'm having technical difficulties.
It's the ghost.
It is. So, hello everyone. Let me welcome everybody, and then I will tell you about Nettie and I seeing a ghost.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Nomadic Hippie, Happy Place Camping. We have James Katniss, and I think that's, we have Fantastic Travels, Hitch Up and Tow. Everybody's starting to roll in now. Thank you, Nursing Our Travel Bug, for the raid. I appreciate it. Before we get started on our haunted history, Nettie and I got to meet up on Friday, and it was a lot of fun. I had a blast. And we went to an old town that I think the first brick building there was the first brick building on this side of the Mississippi River. And it was built in 17 something, like 17,
early
1775.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very, very old town, and the place we ate was a saloon. It was a restaurant and saloon. And so, of course, we had to look for ghosts, right? So Nettie took several pictures, and what happened on your pictures, Nettie?
I had orbs. Little orbs in my pictures, which was pretty creepy. I was shocked.
Yep, she had orbs, and then I decided since she had orbs, I was going to get out the little ghost detector picture camera thingy, and I started taking pictures, and there was a ghost that kept coming out of the wall and then disappearing. And Nettie managed to snap the button and actually catch it. So the pictures of
dancing like this. It
was dancing, walking. And when I was looking at it, there's actually 4 feet and 4 hands. So it looks like 2 people coming out dancing together, maybe.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. So there's a picture on Instagram of that. If y'all aren't following me on Instagram, it's Beyondbeauty3, the word 3 spelled out, and you'll find it over there. But let me get over here and welcome the rest of the people in that came in. We have Thrifty Angela. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta scroll up a little bit. All right, we have Thrifty Angela, Box Van D. We have Our Epic RV Adventure, Fantastic Travels. I think I said hello to them already, but hello again. Tommy Travels, because he is awesome. We have Linda Barker. And I think I have everybody now. Oh, Frank Evans, hello and welcome. Shanna Craft, hello, hello. And I think that's everybody now. Mm-hmm. So our story today is brought to us by, I think it was Scott Jacobson Appreciation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Fantastic Travel says that app would freak me out. It does freak me out because when I do it around my house, there's nothing ever pops up on the app. Nothing. But I go to these haunted places and stuff pops up. So kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right, let me get the screen up here. Got to make it big.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the Hollybourne. Is that how you say it?
Hollybourne
Cottage on Jekyll Island.
We got Lucky Dog that just came in.
Hey, Lucky Dog, Sue. Lucky Dog Productions moderator Sue. Fantastic Travel says, I pointed outside my van. If something popped up, I would lose it. Hey, Nursing Our Travel Bug. Well, I point it inside my house all the time, and there's nothing that pops up. And then when I go to the bed and breakfast, Riverview Bed and Breakfast, it pops up. When we went to dinner last night, it popped up. In the year 1886, a group of 53 wealthy businessmen purchased Jekyll Island, Georgia, and made it into their winter retreat. Hi, RV SWAT and Steve Turtle. Welcome to the chat.
Mm-hmm. Hunting, horseback riding, and later bicycling and golf were some of the diversions these millionaires enjoyed during the season, usually January until March or early April.
Steve Turtle, no, this is boys and girls. All hauntings are welcome.
Yeah.
Whether they are a boy ghost or a girl ghost. Nomadic Hippie says, I lived on Jekyll Island for 2 years. I loved it, but had to get out of Georgia. Wow. Some of these captains of industry were so enamored with their island property that they arrived early and stayed late. One such man was Charles Stewart Maurice, a respected and successful bridge engineer from Athens, Pennsylvania. Hello, Charles Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a wealthy man.
He does, right?
He looks like a wealthy man, but he also, with the part down the middle, looks a little like the guy off, or the kid off of
The Rascals?
Rascals. Yeah, Little Rascals.
The Little Rascals. Hello, Don McLaughlin. Did I say that right?
Donald. Yeah. Hello, Donald.
Mr. Maurice often brought his family to Jekyll in time to celebrate Christmas on the island. The family loved the retreat and by 1892 had begun the construction of a partial cottage in the Jacobean Tudor style of architecture. Is that a makeup word? Jacobean? I don't know.
I never heard that word before. Happy birthday, James Catniece.
Happy birthday.
And RV Underway, welcome to the chat.
Yeah.
The house was given a name, Hollybourne. The Maurice family spent many pleasant hours at Hollybourne, located 4 lots north of the Millionaire's Clubhouse and providing a serene view of the river. And there was a house full of children born to Stuart Maurice and his wife, Charlotte, 9. 9
kids.
children?
9 children.
Nope. Hey, K&R Destinations. I hope Vegas was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Charlotte.
Charlotte looks like a very stern woman.
Mm-hmm. And these are the children's names. Archibald, George, Marion, Charles, Cornelia, Charlotte, who died as an infant, Margaret, Albert, and Emily. Yeah, that's sad.
Sad, and still 9 children. No.
According to June Hall McCash book, The Jekyll Island Colony, it bears the distinction of being the most interesting, architecturally speaking, of the island's historic cottages.
They were really big into the different types of architects, like architectural stuff. From what I can see, like back in the day, because they were bringing styles from different countries over here, French or Italian, or
Oh yeah.
And Boxandy said in those days, everyone had large families. I believe that. I know, like, my dad had 9 brothers and sisters. And then his grandma, my dad's grandma, was still having kids after my dad was born. She had 13 kids total. She had 12, but she adopted a 13th. So he has aunts that are younger than him. So I do believe, like, the large families were a thing for a long time. RV Underway said there was a 10th child, Rufus, but they locked him away and spoke very little about him. There we go. That's a family picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 kids. I guess there's a person here, but why is he standing behind the bush for the family picture? That's a pretty house.
It is, right?
Maurice brought his bridge building experience into the design in order to allow for large open spaces on the ground floor without support beams to clutter the space. The 2-story, 9-bedroom property, he used wood trusses and long steel bolts to support the second floor. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty? All that detail.
That is gorgeous. Foxandy said, my grandfather had 11 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
And they lived in small houses, like not the rich people. Of course, they lived in big ones. But like my great-grandma who had the 12 kids adopted the 13th, they lived in a 2-bedroom house.
A 2-bedroom house?
Yeah, 2-bedroom house with that many people. I'm like, where did you put everybody?
I guess there was a lot of bunk beds, right?
That, or I guess sleeping on the floor. I'm not really sure, but.
Oh, wow. The house became a gathering spot for members of the Jekyll Island Club. There were frequent teas and dinner parties. Charlotte, the ever-gracious hostess, was so attuned to the island's social doings that she kept a menued diary of each dinner.
Oh, wow. She kept track of everything they ate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, probably to not serve it again. Like you couldn't wear the same dress twice. You can't serve the same dinner twice.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
That is fancy.
Wow.
Look at all those flower arrangements. That's the type of dinner party. See, I can't even talk. I started stuttering now. I was going to say, that's the type of dinner party I could never go to because I'd sit in a corner and not be able to speak. Like, I'd be so intimidated by all the wealthy people.
No, they cannot put baby in the corner.
K&R said, bougie. Kippy said, I heard of a woman that lived in a shoe and she had so many kids she didn't know what to do. Here we go.
She died in 1909 in Pennsylvania of typhoid fever. She contracted on the island. After Charles Maurice's death in 1924, 2 of their daughters continued to enjoy the cottage. Every season into the state of Georgia bought the entire island in 1947 through eminent domain.
Tommy Travels cracks me up. He says, most of the pages of my menu diary say, ordered pizza.
Or McDonald's.
Had some pizza rolls tonight and had pizza rolls one night, pizza the next night. Frozen out of the freezer.
We had calzones, and that's delicious. You put the spaghetti sauce on top of it. Oh,
Do you make them yourself?
no. We got them at Aldi's, and they're
Yeah,
delicious.
all these Bulldog's been looking for a restaurant that serves them because that was a popular thing he used to eat in Florida. But here in Missouri, we don't really have any place that has those.
Yeah. Do you have Aldi's nearby?
Yeah, we'll have to get there. We'll have to go to Aldi's. Hi, Mima Matters. Welcome to the chat. Marion, Emily, Margaret, or Peg, and Cornelia. They have beautiful children.
Mm-hmm.
The Maurice sisters enjoyed the island and would often embark on photographic expeditions. They would faithfully record their thoughts in their journals. Our epic said, "Praise Aldi's."
Yep.
All right, this one's yours.
Okay. Sorry. I was thinking of calzones.
Oh, that's okay. I don't blame you.
Many of the younger generation had more interest in the world's hotspots and found Jekyll Island unexciting. A changing economy and a changing world brought about the decline of the Jekyll Island Club.
Hello, RVing with G. Welcome to the chat. That place looks beautiful. Look at all the cars on the beach.
Yeah.
That's something you don't see nowadays is cars on beaches. Like you can't pull right up to it. Not that often anyway. The coming years were not kind to what was once one of the island's showcase cottages. The house remained empty and fell into disrepair, the victim of moisture, neglect, and weather. It still looks beautiful. Even in disrepair, that looks beautiful.
So it's like the state took it over, but they didn't do anything with it. You know? They just let it start withering away with the climate from the island.
Nursing our Travel Bug said, "We did a day trip to Cocoa Beach in Florida and were blown away by all the folks parking on the beach." Yeah, I know there's certain beaches still where you can do it, but it's not like back in the day where if you went to the beach, you pulled up on the beach. You know, every beach was like that. I think it'd be a cool thing to do, pull up on the beach, though.
Oh, yeah. The clubhouse and some adjacent buildings are now what is that word? Radisson Resort. The state of Georgia has a museum in one of the cottages, and other cottages contain historical items, art exhibits, and the like.
You think they'd turn some of these museums into bed and breakfasts or hotels.
Right. A bed and breakfast would be awesome.
I may try to stay at that hotel that we saw in St. Genevieve. I was thinking about doing a day trip, and I was like, well, maybe if I go down there overnight and we stay at that hotel, let's see if I can find ghosts there.
I know. That place looked really cool.
It looked like I could imagine a horse pulling up to it with their horse and carriage. That looks like a beautiful room. It just looks like it needs a few repairs. It makes me sad when places like this that are so beautiful get run down. Hollybourne, which once rang with the laughter of children and joy, now sits silently alone. It is certainly not beyond repair. In fact, it is probably one of the better constructed cottages on the island, as Mr. Maurice persuaded his architect to use bridge building techniques.
And so it was constructed very well.
Yeah, I mean that the way those pillars are, that thing ain't coming down unless it's knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
RVG says Jekyll Island is where the heads of banks created the Fed banking system that makes our money controlled by the banks. Happy Place Camping said, "Oh, me too. I hate when awesome old buildings are just left to ruin." And Lucky Dog Productions moderator says, "They still park on the beaches here. It is crazy to see that in person the first time."
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, those pillars are huge in that basement there.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
No, it's my turn.
No.
New shingles and a heavy, nearly opaque glass door were put in place many years ago, but this once grand lady is aging, crumbling, and weeping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're probably pretty expensive, and then you also on top of that would have to fix it, which is probably why not many people buy it. But why not sell it cheaper then, so that it could at least be restored instead of wasted? That's what I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
RVing with G says Oregon coast, you can drive on the beaches for many miles. So I guess there's a lot of beaches out there, just not maybe the more popular beaches. It seems that Margaret, Peg, Maurice, petitioned. There we go. It was in there. It wanted to come out. Petitioned the state of Georgia for a living lease on her beloved island home, Hollybourne. Peg, still single and then in her 60s, longed to return to the place that held so many childhood memories. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, let's look at it again.
Want to look at it again? Let me pull it back. The way that light bulbs aren't even the same anymore. Like we have the smart light bulbs now, so you don't see the. Is it called a film or a flint? This stuff in here, you don't see that inside light bulbs anymore. So pretty.
I don't know if that's a flint, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. Somebody, I'm sure in the audience there knows what it is. But the little lines that are lit up like that. Nowadays, light bulbs, you don't have that. You just have the one small wire, and you still don't see it because of the color of the bulbs these days. I know there's specific ones that you can buy that still look old-fashioned, but the typical light bulbs. RV Underway said it. Fantastic Travel said filament. Yeah. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to play here. Oh. My mouse jumped screens on me.
It's that ghost. She was denied. According to some, the spirit of Peg has never rested in peace. She has thwarted efforts to restore the dwelling and has frightened many locals with her presence.
Happy Place, I don't know why YouTube chooses certain words to hide. I really do not know. Fantastic Travel said Edison bulbs now look similar. Yeah, I know we can still buy bulbs that look old-fashioned, but I think the typical cheap bulb that you go buy, it just doesn't have that same beauty anymore. RB Underway says, never lick the filament. The bulb will burn out. Just saying.
Oh, no.
Funny, though, that was a gas lamp turned into an electric lamp. Yeah, I think they did that a lot of the time back then, was they reused what they had and just upgraded it. Whereas nowadays, we just buy new stuff, in all honesty.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's cheaper to buy new than it is to refurbish something. Margaret Stewart Maurice Pegg, daughter of Charles Stewart and Charlotte M. Maurice, January 29th, 1883, December 25th, 1958. Was it going to tell us why she scared people? It seems that a small group allowed their curiosity about the old house to overcome them, and they obtained entrance. After walking through the house, peering into rooms, and taking in the scenery, they re-emerged into the open air. So why were they scared of her? Is she a ghost in the house now, or did she just look old and scary back in the day?
They're thinking it's her because she wasn't allowed to move back into the house.
Oh.
And that she's haunting it now.
So she's just hanging out in her old place, enjoying it.
Yeah. To their dismay, they found themselves covered with powdery white footprints. Women's shoes about size 9.5 peg. So I'm assuming that was her shoe size.
Well, that's kind of crazy. I've heard about putting baby powder down. And
yeah, on the floor, right? And see if anything appears in it.
Yeah. Fantastic Travel says, listening to y'all and listening to the launch chatter going on in 1 hour. Oh, they're doing another launch? I think they just did one like a week ago or so. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. RV underway. I know a lot of things. Knowledge gained the hard way. I can see RV underway just licking the light bulb.
Right? It's almost like peeing on an electric fence. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I've actually seen people do that. There's one video of, on YouTube that's like one of my favorite ones of an electric fence thing where the girl goes because her friend dared her to go touch it. Now, these electric fences are made to keep cows in. Of course, they're going to be pretty strong.
Yeah.
You know? And the girl walks up and she touches it and it throws her back, but her face lands in a cow patty. Like she lands straight in a cow patty. And when she gets her face up, I mean, it's so unexpected because you wouldn't think. You just think she flew back, but then she also lands in a. It's just wrong.
She had a mud mask.
It's one of my favorite slapstick videos to watch.
And RV Underway said, done that.
James Catnies, I'm under high wind, lost electric, be back later. Oh, James, be safe.
Yeah, be careful.
Be safe out there. Happy Place says, oh, that's gross. Hope her mouth was closed. Yeah, her mouth was closed, but it was funny. It was really funny. The ghoulish rumors abound. Many believe the ghost of Margaret Maurice, a daughter of Hollybourne's original owner, still inhabits the old mansion. Yeah, I'm sure y'all could probably find that clip because I've seen it on YouTube and Facebook of the girl falling in the cow patty. If you ever need a laugh, if you're ever sad and down, I highly recommend that one.
There are stories about female footprints in the dust, of ghostly parties in the dark of night featuring a string quartet of unusual cold spots. There are even tales that spirits have chased away those who endeavored to renovate the house.
Okay.
So,
a string quartet? Are we on the Titanic?
I know.
I guess in
1800s. Yeah.
That might freak me out more than like a ghost coming towards me. It's just a bunch of people sitting there playing their string instruments. No, thank you. But maybe that's why it's not getting renovated, because the ghost keeps scaring everybody away. Oh, there's the footprint.
Oh, that is a powdery floor.
Yeah, footprints all over the floor there. That entryway is just gorgeous, though.
They always say when you renovate, if there's anything there, that's when you're going to find out, because they hate change.
Yeah, they don't like change, and it stirs them up.
Yeah.
Happy Place says, well, they had the fancy dinner parties. They likely had music, too. Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know why the string quartet would come back after death and hang out in the mansion, though.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a pretty house, and we're all going to get together after death and play music. More recently, a group of Jekyll Island authority leaders made an effort to have a meeting inside Hollybourne, complete with refreshments, bowls, and other objects mysteriously fell off the floor. Shutters banged against window frames. Birds flew against the windows on the outside. Well, somebody cleaned the windows too well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That does freak you out, though, when you hear a bird fly into the window and it's that loud thump.
I know. And if they killed themselves, that's another story.
Yeah.
By flying into the window.
Well, and then it says bowls and other objects mysteriously fell on the floor.
Yeah.
Hey, Ford man.
A full renovation was financially out of the question. But in 1998, the Jekyll Island Authority commissioned the Getty Conservation Institute to conduct studies of the house, which resulted in a climate control system to keep further damage at bay.
Box Andy, have a great live. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us.
Thank you, Dee.
Happy Place said, maybe residual haunting. So the music is just like always there. Donald said, you go to Las Vegas and see the Titanic and what they have, 2 lifeboats, shoes found, etc. People feel cold near the lifeboats. Oh. Tommy Travel says, it was all probably a mouse. A mouse explains everything. A mouse does not explain things. Sorry. I know Hippie wants to believe that a mouse has mighty strengths because it must be Mighty Mouse, but it doesn't work that way.
Or Speedy Gonzales. He was a mouse.
Very true. Very, very true. Did we read this one? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I just read.
My mind doesn't work well. I don't speak English, but I'm here, people. I guess this is when they were renovating it.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to do work on it.
The raw materials even look pretty. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks that, but like, I think a 2x4, the color of a 2x4, I think that's pretty.
It's rustic.
Yeah. Since 1998, Dick Tennyson?
Yeah, Tennyson.
Has been volunteering with the Jekyll Island Authority and contributing to the Hollybourne Cottage project. Oh, so they are working on it.
Now, it looks like
our travel bag.
He's actually volunteering his time because they said that it would be too expensive to renovate it. So he's volunteering to renovate it.
I'm doing it for free. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's good to see that somebody's doing something with it, and instead of letting another piece of history or a gorgeous building that could be used just go to waste.
Get condemned. Little did he know the project would take up nearly 2 decades. and counting of his life. Tennyson is part of a small group of volunteers who had faithfully devoted their time to fixing up Hollybourne Cottage.
Bye, Hitch Up and Toe. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Thanks for coming in. Wait, did I just skip a page?
Yeah, it just skipped real quick. Okay.
All right. A grand old house in the National Historic Landmark District that was once the center of social life on Jekyll Island, Tennyson, now 80, worked by himself for 10 years before reinforcements arrived. Wow. 10 years of time. Wow.
That's a big house. I can imagine how much renovation it needs.
Well, they better devote like a plaque and a garden or something to that man.
Mm-hmm. His first project was to restore the balustrade at the back door. Once he accomplished that, he was put to work on the shutters, all 116 of them. A lot of shutters in there.
Time to take the shutters off and just have windows.
Right.
It's a lot of shutters.
Yeah.
Rotten and mishappen, the shutters had taken the brunt of decades of weather. Each was either cleaned down to the heart pine and refurbished or completely rebuilt. For 10 years, he did nothing but restore shutters. I never want to see another shutter again.
I can imagine.
Happy Place said, holy cow, that's a lot of shutters.
Yeah.
Okay, the house needs the shutters. They're pretty. Linda said probably functional shutters. Probably. They are pretty. But is it worth 10 years of time? You know what I mean? Like
116 shutters. And you would think, when they get storms, because it's on an island.
Yeah.
I guess it's protecting the window, if they have high winds and hurricanes and all that,
And I get that. I just think, is it worth saving up some money and buying some new shutters and then refurbishing everything else about the house versus 10 years of refurbishing the shutters? You know what I mean? It's almost like, I don't know. That's just so much time on just shutters. I can't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But for authenticity, I think.
Yeah.
10 years. Huh. Can't get over that.
After finally completing the shutters, he's like, thank God. He turned his attention to the foyer, which was covered with sheets of plywood so people could traverse the room floors with a degree of safety.
Shanna Kraft said, if somebody would have helped him, it wouldn't have taken so long. I agree.
Yeah. He was by himself for a while.
And nobody got time for no charity work on a house, I guess. Poor man. Over the past few years, more and more volunteers have shown up. A couple of full-time residents, a handful of snowbirds, others who have put in a week or two and never came back, and the work has taken on a faster pace. Donald said the house must like him he's keeping it safe. It's true.
That room is amazing. It's just so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Even like the way the woodwork, I don't know if everybody can see this right here where my mouse is pointing, but houses nowadays, the wood goes straight up and down. And in the old days, it like angled sideways. And I think that's beauty. Because even if they didn't fill in that wall, the wood behind it still looks so pretty the way that it's angled.
Yeah. Mm.
I can't imagine what they found in the walls as they were like repairing it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like a picture.
Mm-hmm. It's luxurious.
The renovation is far enough along for the house to be featured on island tours, as much for its unique preservation story as for its own sake. Tennyson was a bit put off when he was told to leave some of the spaces unfinished to show the before and after of his efforts.
So that would make me mad. I'll tell you a story. I had to clean my mom's house one time, and I got everything really, really clean. There was nothing like sitting around. It was really, really clean, but there was a box by the front door. And I was like, I'm going to take this box and go put it in the garage, and it'll be there when you need it. And she's like, no, leave it there. And I'm like, no, I'm not leaving it here. I cleaned the whole house. There's no clutter anywhere. That one box cannot stay.
Yeah.
She's like, leave it. Me and her got in the biggest fight over that box. But I was like, I busted my butt cleaning the whole place. Now let me finish. It doesn't feel finished if I can't put the box away. Yeah. So I could imagine doing a restore or like a renovation on a whole entire house and then being told, don't finish it. Like that would be the ultimate, ugh. That would not make me happy.
Yeah. Especially 10 years replacing the shutters.
Yeah.
He just wants to finish.
Obviously, he wants to finish it. He wants to complete it. It's not complete if he leaves part of it unfinished. Yeah. Happy Place said, why not just have a large blown-up pics on display for the before and after? Right, Happy Place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's mine.
Yeah, it's yours.
I can't keep track once I start talking. Sorry. Time has even healed the rift with the Maurice family, such that a descendant of Charles and Charlotte plans to get married at the house.
I think they were kind of upset because, they couldn't go back to the house, that the state took it over. So I think that's where that comes into play. Hi, Saltwater Born.
Yes, hello, hello. It is such a gorgeous home. It's so sturdy. I know that it's in disrepair, but look how the outside of that house is. There's no crumbling. You know what I mean? It's just, it looks solid.
Beautiful.
Tennyson plans to finish restoring the basement windows and electrical system. After that, he dreams of tackling a kitchen renovation. How long am I going to work on the house? He asked with a shrug. How long am I going to live? He devotes his whole life to it.
He's dedicated. But sometimes they say the spirit controls you and makes you fix the house for them. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say. I wonder if he's got like an attachment to it. Yeah. Instead of something attaching itself to him and following him home, the attachment brings him back to it. It's like he has a love story with the house. It's kind of beautiful.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna keep working on it until he's not here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty.
Even the colors in the brick are really pretty. Goes really well with the wood door. It's a gorgeous home. Yeah, that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, there is a gutter. I was like, okay. Strangely, I have a thing about gutters. I don't like a house that's real pretty and then you have these big, ugly gutters on it. I just think there's might be some other way to do it. So I was looking at this one and thinking, wow, they don't have any gutters at all for rainfall. But there is one right here, and it's nice and hidden. It's really pretty. I know I'm strange. Toilets, gutters, whatever. Tommy Charles says, I wonder if Tennyson will haunt the house when he passes. Ah, you're right. I wonder.
That's a good question.
Shanna said he has to put the box in the garage. Donald said, I said the house like him, and you know why it loves him. Tinks, hey, welcome. Thanks for popping in for my usual dose of nightmare material. Happy Place said, gutters are ugly and a pain in the butt too. Yeah, they are. They are ugly. And they, on certain houses, it just doesn't look right. But like with this one, it's so gorgeous and you can barely see that gutter. And I love little things like that. I don't know. I pay too much attention to the small stuff. I don't know. But yeah, that was very interesting. Thank you, Nettie, for doing that research on
You're
that.
welcome. Yeah, I really like the history of it. You know?
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a Jinx Island. Or a Jekyll Island, sorry.
A Jekyll Island?
Yeah, so that was interesting to me. Hey, Britain Farm Homestead. Hello. But yeah, the style of that house, and I wonder, it'd be interesting like years from now to look back and see what's up with the house now, because I want to see how far he gets, and also if something happens to him, I want to know if he haunts it.
Right.
Maybe he will like be a ghost and have a relationship with the female ghost that's already there, and they'll live in the house forever and happily ever after.
You never know. What I really like learning is the way they lived back then, you know, having their parties and the way she kept her daily, well, I don't know if it was a daily log, but all the dinners.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that way of life. That was
There's
pretty
a lot
interesting.
Of stuff back then I can't imagine. Like I can see it, but at the same time I'm like, okay, for slaves for one, that makes me angry. I can't ever imagine being a human that owns another human. But ultimately that was the way of life for a very long time. That was just the way things were. But I like hearing and learning about how that existed, because I just can't imagine it myself. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with these older houses. All the staff members they had and the dinner parties and all that. It's just not stuff we have nowadays at all. It's interesting. I know this mansion that I used to clean. Yes, I was a maid at a mansion. And they had 5 of us, 5 maids, and then they had a butler and they had a groundsman. And we all got to go home at night. But I think 10 years before I started there, they had maids' quarters. One of the maids that was still there, she used to live in the house in the maids' quarters. And I loved the history of the house, and I liked taking care of the house. But ultimately, I didn't like working for the people, but I liked the house. And I thought it was pretty interesting. But yeah, like we don't have a maid's quarter in our home. You know, that's just not something that exists nowadays. I think most people, if they're wealthier, they hire someone to come in and clean their house. That person comes in one day and then leaves. You know, it's not like they have somebody there every day. Tommy says he'll be a ghost where instead of things falling and breaking, they'll get picked up and put away. Happy Place said they'll have ghost babies. See, and imagine that. Like, imagine a mom, a dad, their ghost, and then they have their little ghost baby, and they're sitting in their little ghost world in that house. Little baby ghosts are crawling around. I don't know. I think it's fun to envision that stuff.
Yeah. And it could be it. You know, he could be infatuated with her if she's there. You never know. You know, why would you dedicate yourself to a home volunteer to work on it all these years?
And he goes there like at night by himself and just hangs out with her. Like he's cheating on his wife with a ghost. I don't know if he's married. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I worked in as hotel management for years. I was told stories from people working in the hotels. Yeah, I'm sure the hotels a lot of them are haunted. I actually read a story somewhere about that, you know, they say this hotel or that hotel, the older hotels usually have haunting like histories. But ultimately, like most all hotels are supposedly haunted because a lot of shady things happen in hotels, or like people will go there to take their own life so that their family doesn't see them. And so the amount of death that happens in hotels is huge. So they say pretty much all hotels are haunted. And I never thought about it like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing I was reading, they did the statistics on, I think it was the Stanley Hotel. And then, no, it was a hotel in California where the girl was found on the roof of it. Do you know what story I'm talking about? There was a girl found in the water tank on top of a hotel that was in California. But that hotel has a tragic history, and everybody knows about the history of this tragic hotel. But they did the numbers on how many people had passed away in that hotel versus just a regular hotel, and the regular hotel had more people pass away in it than this haunted one did, apparently.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. Happy Place says, yeah, I could see that about all hotels. Makes sense. Happy Place says, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that hotel now. It's changed names so many times. People were drinking the water and saying that the water didn't taste good. And eventually, like, I think it was a month or so later, they went up and they found the girl had fallen, or someone put her in the water tank on top of the hotel. It's kind of crazy story.
What did the water taste like? What was so bad about the water?
Well, she was in the water. Her dead body was in the water, and people were drinking it. It's a true story too, and it happened not that long ago. Oh, the Cecil Hotel. Yeah, that's the name of it. You'll have to look that up, Nettie. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I want to look it up.
I think that's where the Black Dahlia, Happy Place, let me know if I'm right. Isn't it where the Black Dahlia died too? And there was a bunch of mob history with it. Tink says, I hired a 30-year-old French maid, but my wife said, why do we need her for a one-bedroom apartment? She's just fun to have.
No.
Tommy says, yeah, but you never hear the scary and haunted Best Western. Well, that's what I was saying, Tommy. It was, that's like something that they compared, the history of a haunted one to like a Best Western or a, a cheap, just one that nobody hears about. And there were more deaths in the normal hotel than in the supposedly haunted one. Kind of crazy. Yes, her name was Alyssa Lamb. Yeah. And I don't think it was in the 1950s. It wasn't that long ago. They had security footage of her going up to the top of the hotel and stuff. And she was acting weird on camera. It was a really weird story. Maybe that's
I'm starting to remember something about that.
Maybe that's something we can cover next week is the Cecil Hotel, because we could talk about a lot of the different. There's a lot of different deaths that happened in that hotel, actually.
Yeah, that'll be a great one. Cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. It's been fun, as always.
I know. I love our Sundays.
Sundays are my favorite. And we had a really big crowd tonight, and I appreciate everyone coming in. It makes my heart happy, like I always say. Happy Place said, not sure about the Black Dahlia. I think it was a different hotel. Okay. Yeah, there was some history, though. There was something. We'll go to this story next week. We'll talk about it. Now that I've brought it up and we're all wondering, we'll get the info and we'll bring it to y'all next Sunday.
Yeah.
Alyssa Lamb was in 2013 or around then. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I appreciate it. Y'all make my heart happy. Sundays are my favorite. Thank you.
Mine too.
Wishing you all much kindness and much love.
And we're sending love your way. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.